Court will start by calling the docket. We have Boone County criminal case CR 2015-101, State of Arkansas versus Dustin Kidwell. Mr. Kidwell, can you hear what we're saying in here? Very good. The court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Kidwell. Mr. Kidwell is for arraignment today on charges of possession with the purpose to deliver a controlled substance, methamphetamine, simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, possession of a firearm by a certain person. Those are respectively A felony, Y felony, and B felony. Also possession of drug paraphernalia, Class B felony, and possession of a controlled substance, marijuana, Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how does he now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Wait formal reading of the charge. I'd like to address the issue of bond.
All right. This case is on the Division III docket of Judge Putman. As a consequence, the court will set it down for reappearance on June 26th in front of Judge Putman. Now, expecting bond.
I'm not quite sure what my client's bond is, Judge.
I believe his bond is set at $30,000.
Judge, in light of Mr. Kidwell's long-time residency in the county, I believe that the court is somewhat familiar with Mr. Kidwell. I believe that under the circumstance and nature of charges, a $10,000 bond would be sufficient to guarantee his appearance in court.
Your Honor, Mr. Kidwell is a habitual offender. He pled to the Department of Corrections in September of 2012, so he may still have some parole time that he owes the state. Based upon the allegations that we have, together with his prior criminal history, a $30,000 bond is more than reasonable.
The affidavit reflects that he was being sought on a warrant of arrest and he'd not reported to his parole officer, which seemed to confirm his status on parole. Based on a review of the affidavit, the court is going to find that Mr. Kidwell is something of a flight risk, also is a significant risk to reoffend, and therefore will leave the bond at $30,000 where it's currently set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm going to give Mr. Russo 54 pages of discovery together with the DVD.
Dustin, you'll be in court again next week.
Call 2015-109, State of Arkansas versus Amanda Jones. You wouldn't think a piece of paper that light would make that kind of a noise, would you? Test to the quality of our microphones, I guess. Court is making the appointment of the public defender with respect to Ms. Jones. Ms. Jones is for arraignment on a charge of theft by receiving a Class D felony. On that charge, how does she now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor. Wait formal reading of the charge. I'd like to address the issue of bond.
All right. The court is noting the plea of not guilty. The appointment of the public defender. Setting her down once again, her case is assigned to the Division III docket. She's ordered to reappear on June 26th in front of Judge Putman. Her bond is currently set. We're set at $25,000. I'll hear argument.
Your Honor, Ms. Jones is a longtime resident of West Plains, Missouri. I don't believe that she has anything significant on her criminal history. She has several children that she takes care of and is at home with. And in reading over the information and the charges, one of the requirements is that she had knowledge that she was in possession of stolen property. And in reading the affidavit, it appears that a co-defendant admitted that he was the one actually responsible for taking the vehicle and picked Ms. Jones up. As a result, Your Honor, I think that Ms. Jones, even though she resides in another state, should be entitled to a much less bond. And I don't believe there's anything to show that she's a flight risk or a danger to the community.
Well, let's run through her criminal history. Hindering prosecution, stealing of a motor vehicle, first offense, that was in West Plains. That was reduced to a misdemeanor for which she received probation. She also had a misdemeanor of burglary in Missouri, also West Plains. Another burglary charge that was charged as a felony where she received 2 years probation. And tampering with a motor vehicle. Seems to me, and that was in St. Francis County, Missouri, seems to me that she is involved with thefts of vehicles, etc. She has no known ties to the area. Apparently they were camping in the area when they were apprehended. There may have been some criminal activity up in Douglas County, Missouri, and we forwarded certain information up there. Based upon all of that, Your Honor, the bond that's requested is more than reasonable.
Judge, I noted with interest in her criminal history there wasn't one failure to appear. And as such, based upon the criminal history the prosecutor reviewed, she has met all her obligations to attend court. And as such, Your Honor, I think she's entitled to a lesser bond, especially on a Class D felony.
Judge, what I don't know is people in West Plains may have known her well and she may have sat in jail the entire time, which is what I would think would be appropriate for Boone County, Arkansas.
Court's going to set bond at $15,000. That'll be conditioned upon her that'll be conditioned, of course, upon her, well, on her non-association with her co-defendant. There's indication in the affidavit that she may have been involved with drug use in the state of Missouri and seeking to leave Missouri, allegedly to get away from that. I'm going to make it a provision of her bond that she not associate with her co-defendant and not use or frequent any place, use drugs or frequent any place where there are known drug users and or associate with people who are using drugs. That'll be a mandatory requirement of her bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Hi, this is Amy, and we have a big selection of bathroom supplies, including mainstays, faucets, shower caddies, shower heads, bathroom space savers, and a lot of miscellaneous plumbing supplies. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal. What will you find today at the Liquidation Outlet, just off the bypass in Harrison?
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
2015-110, State of Arkansas versus William Terry Batterton. Court is making the appointment of the public defender to represent Mr. Batterton. Thank you. Mr. Batterton appears on a charge of theft by receiving, Class D felony. He's charged as an habitual offender.
Your Honor, we enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading of the charge, and ask the court to consider lowering Mr. Batterton's bond as well.
Mr. Batterton, the plea of not guilty is noted. Mr. Batterton is on this court's docket. This court's going to set the matter for trial during the week of October 26th. Setting it for pretrial on October 9th and ordering him to reappear on September 11th. That will be the order of the court. The court's going to leave the bond set where it is in this case. The facts are substantially the same as with the previous individual. As was pointed out in that case, Mr. Batterton has admitted to being the one who took the car and obviously is likely to be facing charges in that other jurisdiction. So, and the court feels that $25,000 bond is reasonable.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2014-12, State of Arkansas versus Tracy Shepherd. For Mr. Shepherd, this is his appearance to check on the status of the case. Where does the matter now stand?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Bunch indicated to me that he will be trial ready and that he may be filing a motion prior to the trial.
We need a date for suppression hearing.
Pardon?
We will need a date for suppression
We've got
hearing.
it set for pretrial on July 24th by written scheduling order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2014-126, State of Arkansas versus Eddie Criswell.
He's also on the revocation docket.
He's also on the revocation docket as 2012-248.
Your Honor, recalling the court's attention, Mr. Criswell was the one where he had the forensic done. We got the report in one case, but not the other. I hadn't been able to get any movement out of the doctor's office, so I called the doctor's office myself yesterday and spoke with the doctor's assistant, and the response I got was, she's going to talk to the doctor and see what he wants to do. And I said, it's as simple as just sending me saying that the report encompasses both. All I need is a letter to that effect, and I have not heard back from her. So I think status-wise, Judge, we've got to get something from the doctor before we can proceed. So with the court's indulgence, we'll just set it for one of your next court dates, and I will continue to follow up with the doctor.
It's currently on a schedule. Let's see, I think we have it down on the schedule to...
No, we'll just keep moving it forward to the other side.
We haven't reset it then.
Correct.
No, Your Honor. But I don't, just to keep it going on track, I would like to set it on one of the court's upcoming court dates in July, if we can.
July 24th, Judge, would be excellent.
All right, we'll set him for reappearance on July 24th.
And Judge, if I can get something in the meantime, I'm going to try to get Mr. Carter and get something worked out ahead of that date.
Right. Judge, the same order applies to the revocation proceeding, which the court will note is on hold as well. In fact, it's on the revocation case that we don't have a...
We've got it in the revocation, but not in the new one.
Okay, I'm remembering it backwards then. Okay.
And Judge, as I indicated, I could still go forward with revocation.
I think it's ill-advised to do so, but as long as we don't have the report on the other case. So, all right. He'll be ordered to reappear on the 24th of July.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, 2015-21. That needs to be correct. Let me start over. 2014-181, 2014-190, 2015-20, 2015-21, 2015-22, 2015-23, 2015-36, 2015-37, all out of Boone County and out of Newton County, 2015-4. All cases, State of Arkansas versus James Casey Finch.
Judge, Mr. Pasting and I have had a big discussion about Mr. Finch over the last 48 hours and again this morning. He needs to be transported over here, and Mr. Pasting will meet with him in one of the side rooms, and they have a lot of paperwork to go over.
All right. I'm going to direct that he'll be transported over. I think, just given the length of the docket, we'll have him brought over by 1:30 for the afternoon session of court.
Yes, sir.
2015-34, State of Arkansas versus Roy Garrett White. Mr. White, I'm appointing the public defender to represent Mr. White. He was previously arraigned on the 13th of March and is currently set. This was his first appearance to check on the status of his case as well as attorney status. He's scheduled for trial August 3rd. Anything further that needs to be done, Mr. Russo?
Your Honor, I don't know what my client's bond status is, but I'd like the court, it's my understanding he's charged with a D felony.
Bond is $2,500.
Okay. I just asked the court to consider, because him being a longtime resident, consider a reduction in bond.
Judge, as I understand it, he's waiting to go to the DOC.
We've pled him out on another charge?
On a revocation.
On a revocation, okay. Well, that's his bond status. Then.
I was going to say, if he gets out, Judge, he could, even more reason he should be OR bond.
Well, I've had bad experiences in that area, as you may well remember.
The court has reminded me very recently.
Court's calling 2015-40, State of Arkansas versus Samuel Lowe. This matter is down for a scheduled reappearance on the scheduling order for status of the case. Gentlemen, what's the status of the case at this point?
Judge, the state is trial ready. I believe he set the trial in August.
This trial set for the week of August 3rd.
It's probably a little optimistic from our standpoint, since discovery is voluminous and we're still wading through that, but we'll report back to the court.
Well, we have a pretrial date set on July 24th, and hopefully by that date we'll know whether it's the date is optimistic or not. So, all right.
Thank you.
All right. You may be excused. Your next appearance in court is July 24th. 2015-42, State of Arkansas versus Jeremiah Lowe.
Your Honor, I'm going to be standing in for Mr. Hancock. Mr. Jeremiah Lowe's case is in the same posture as Samuel Lowe's case.
Let me just make sure. Okay. All right. It'll be set off to pretrial on July 24th. 2015-46, State of Arkansas. You may be excused. I'm sorry. 2015-46, State of Arkansas versus Brian Farmer.
Your Honor, Mr. Farmer's case, we are on track with the scheduling order. I don't believe we have any action to take today. Mr. Carter and I are in the process of potentially working out some type of disposition in this matter.
All right.
Yeah, I will let the court know, recalling the court's attention, he had previously pled earlier in the year on some other charges, and we have some errors in his sentencing paperwork we're going to have to fix that I think will also go along with this case as well.
All right. So he's awaiting transportation, or?
Yes, and I think the disposition of those cases ultimately are going to affect this one, but we are on track with the scheduling order.
Very good. All right. You may be excused. Your next appearance in court is the 24th of July. 2015-18, State of Arkansas versus Gerald Brewer.
Your Honor, Mr. Brewer's case, I filed a motion for continuance. I have asked for additional assistance through the Arkansas Public Defender Commission. I have not heard back from our director yet. There's numerous records and witnesses I need to interview, and we have not had the time or the personnel to accomplish that. So I'm asking the court to continue this matter to the fall term. We're still well within speedy trial time. The prosecutor and I have had multiple discussions on this case. I don't think he's happy about my request for continuance, but he understands my need for it.
He speaks for me.
After August 3rd, when's our next trial setting?
September 30th. Ron, sorry, August 31st.
Judge, if we could go out, because of the nature of the charge, what it is, if we could go out to September, October, I think that would give me plenty of time. And if what I anticipate is going to happen, we'll probably have a disposition reached before we ever get to that trial date if we go September, October.
September 28th.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll put it down for September 28th, and then let's put the reappearance a little sooner.
Judge, if we could have the reappearance in August.
Well, let's put it down for August 28th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that going to be a pre-trial?
That'll be a pre-trial. We'll put the plea deadline on September 11th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald of Community First Bank, and we have a variety of home loan options that are sure to fit your financial needs. From 100% financing rural development loans to VA loans for veterans to FHA loans with low down payment options, your locally owned hometown bank has the right home loan for you. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
All right, moving to matters on the revocation list, we have 2007-6, State of Arkansas versus Brandy Harrison. There's also 2007-276.
Did you get that email I sent you last night?
I did. Your Honor, my client's been screened for drug court. If we can, like to bring her back for disposition on the court's next day after the next staffing.
We're after today. We're looking at July 31st. That's ways out.
Do we have anything in Marion County, Judge? We'll find another day to do the to take the plea if it's approved for it.
If you want to do it in Marion County, you can do it on July 1st.
That would work. Okay. Set it for reappearance in Marion County, July the 1st.
Thank you, Your Honor. Brady, after they have the staffing, even if we have to, I'll have you brought over to Marion County to handle everything, just to get you in sooner. Otherwise, we'll pick a special date and do it here before then. Okay? And then you and I will visit some more.
All right, you may be excused. 2014-28, State of Arkansas versus David Salisbury. Mr. Salisbury, you're appearing at this time in response to a petition to revoke which was served on you June 3rd. And have you made any arrangements for counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What are your intentions? Are you going to hire private counsel, or are you expecting?
Yes, if I can I get a bond on it? Did I have a bond on this one before?
Well, let me see. This petition to revoke was filed May 25th of 2015. Warrant remained outstanding until you were served with the warrant on the 3rd of June.
I knew I had a warrant, and I came in anyway, Your Honor, on the continent, and I wasn't fleeing from him or anything.
Okay.
Judge, one of probation and parole's concerns is just total lack of contact with Mr. Salisbury for most of 2015.
All right. Well, let's, at this point, what we've got on the allegations contained in the petition, which I'll quickly review with you, they allege that on or about December 4th of 2014, you failed to respond to a letter instructing you to contact your probation office after receipt of the letter. On September 8th of 2014 and November 21st of 2014, you failed. It's alleged that you failed to report to your supervising officer for your regularly monthly visits, and as of May of 2015, you had not reported since at any time since November 12th. It was also alleged that on May 27th that you owed $220 in supervision fees, that on that same date that you owed $1,250 in costs and fines, and had only made one payment, and that was in February of 2014. All of those are allegations contained in the petition. On those allegations, how do you now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm noting your plea of not guilty. Are you hiring private counsel, or do you expect to apply to the public defender's office?
Is there a bond on that, Your Honor?
I have no, there is not. I've not set a bond on it.
Can I get a bond on that?
Sir, answer my question first. What is your intention with respect to an attorney?
Oh, I'm going to try to hire one, Your Honor.
Okay. So you're going to hire private counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now,
Your Honor, with regard to the matter of bond, both court and Mr. Salisbury needs to be aware that yesterday I signed an information that will charge him with another Class D felony. To be honest, though, it is an incident that arose before he was placed on probation, so it's not part of the reason we are filing a revocation of probation. However, if that warrant is served on him today, if he was given a bond, in this case made bond, he'd just end up right back in jail in a few minutes.
well, be that as it may, the court's going to look at the circumstances of this. One thing I note is that his plea that put him on probation was done in front of Judge Putman. For that reason, the court will set him down for reappearance in 1 week on June 26th.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Certainly.
A week's time, I probably won't be able to hire an attorney if I'm a public defense.
Well, what the court's going to do, the court will set a bond in this case. In the amount of $1,500, but that'll be cash only. You're ordered to reappear on June 26th. Your bond will be conditioned upon, if you post that, upon reporting as soon as you're released to your probation officer and complying fully with all the conditions of your probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's the bond. It's a $1,500 cash bond.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. 2014-95, 2014-138, 2014-161, State of Arkansas versus Travis Baskin.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Baskin. Mr. Baskin, as we had previously notified the court, has some new charges coming through. I know the information's been signed, but I don't think the warrant's been issued yet. We would like to waive the 60-day hearing requirement and continue this matter until his new charge comes through. I anticipate in my discussions with my client and the prosecutor that there's going to be a wrap-up disposition. So if we could set this for July 24th, we may have it all resolved by then.
Yeah, that's fine with the state.
Oh, yeah, we had previously entered a plea of not true. And I think we had previously even waived the 60-day hearing requirement. We set them on today because we thought the new charges would be filed by now, but we still don't have them yet, Judge.
So I'm scared. We've set several people down for July 24th, even though that's not on my list of Fridays. the 31st is on my list of Fridays, but I assume that 24th is...
We could do the 31st, Judge. I just
realized that
we've been setting people for the 24th for weeks.
That's what I thought. But it's not listed on my Boone County list that I'm looking at right here. So I just wanted to make sure we're not messing up on.
Send her to the house.
I fully understand.
I'm not
good
throwing
health's
you
hard to find, Judge.
that briar patch.
Judge, with regard to Mr. Baskin, I'm going to give Mr. Russo what discovery we have in the 3 revocation cases.
I'm putting Mr. Baskin down for a disposition on July 24th, if possible. It'll tentatively be set for hearing, subject to these new charges and what we may choose to do in light of the new charges. But right now I'm setting it down for hearing and disposition on the 24th in all 3 cases.
Thank you, Your Honor.
2015-108, State of Arkansas versus Christina Lawrence.
Judge, Ms. Lawrence has cases pending in both Boone County and Newton County.
Oh, yes. There's also Newton County case 2015-12. Which she's previously been arraigned on and is in that case. Is currently scheduled for the week of July 6th. With this being the date for pretrial for plea acceptance or rejection. Where do we stand? Are we just looking at going to trial?
Your Honor, on the Newton County case, I'd ask that the trial be continued so I've got time to review the new case to see if we need to try and resolve both cases with a plea or go to trial with both cases, but I'd like to have the opportunity to see if we can resolve the matters before. I'm saying that I'm assuming that Ms. Lawrence is going to be appointed the public defender in her new Boone County case.
Has she made application?
Do I need to apply again?
Yes.
Yes, I will.
You need to make a new application. All right. The charges in Boone County are of theft of property, a Class D felony, and falsifying a business record, a Class A misdemeanor. On those charges, how do you now plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. This case is on this court's docket. I'm going to set it down for pursuant to the Boone County scheduling order will be it'll be for reappearance on September 11th. Pretrial will be October 9th, and then trial is set during the week of October 23rd. Now those are the dates for the Boone County case.
Mr. Bunch, if she's approved for the Public Defender's Office in Boone County, would you be representing her, or is Mr. Russo going to?
No, I will.
Okay. Well, on the Boone County case, then the plea of not guilty is noted. She's directed to make sure she gets an application in for the Public Defender's Office. Her trial dates are set October 23rd in Boone County that week, with pretrial October 9th and a reappearance on September 11th. That essentially, that's where we'll sit on the Boone County case. On the Newton County case, which has previously been set for trial the week of July 6th, is the defense requesting that the cases both be scheduled the week of October 26th so that they can basically be handled together? Is that what as I understood your motion to continue the Newton County case, that's kind of what you're looking for? Is that?
Well, what I would suggest is if we could get the Newton County case continued to somewhere around the 9/11/15 date, because we'll know by then whether we're going to be able to get something worked out or not. And,
do we have a Newton County setting in September?
Well, looking at this, I got a text message from the Newton County Sheriff's Office that Bentley Royce wants to plead guilty. So I've instructed the Newton County Sheriff's Office to transport him to be here at 1:30 this afternoon. And Mr. Bunch just keep here.
I'm not his attorney at this point.
He can fill out a public defense.
If I'm going to be his attorney, he's not pleading today. So if he wants to come up and plead guilty, that's entirely his duty.
Judge, I'll prepare a plea offer and present it to Mr. Royce.
September 4th, we want a Newton County trial date.
We just need a return date here sometime around that September 11th date. Or the September 11th date would be fine with us to return on the Newton County case also. And then we'll notify the court if we're going to be able to resolve it by then.
All right. What I'm going to do then is on the defense motion, I'm going to move the trial date in Newton County. I'm ordering it continued from the current which is sent on during the week of July 6th. I'm continuing it to the week of October 26th. As an excluded period.
So
then I will set it for reappearance, her for reappearance here on September 11th in conjunction, on that case as well as the other. If they're pretrial motions, we can take those up in October.
Thank you, Judge.
So I don't have to be here in July at all?
You do not have to be here in July.
Just making sure.
Okay. But you need to stay in touch with your attorney. He can't help you very much unless you communicate with him, all right? So you stay in touch with him. Your next date to be in court is September 11th.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Books are an important part of your life, and when you go to Books on the Square, you'll find books that will not only be informative, but books that will take you away. Books on the Square now has 2 locations on the south side of the Harrison Square. Books on the Square carries fiction books, books on CD, lots of westerns, and books full of mystery. Books on the Square, too, next to Deb's Frames and Things, has your nonfiction favorites, religious, historical, and even cookbooks. Take a stroll down the south side of the square and visit both Books on the Square.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the Square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
2015-50, State of Arkansas versus Joshua Taylor.
Judge, Mr. Taylor is set here for a new case as well as a revocation case. Mr. Russo and I have had a very interesting discussion with his probation officer. He does quite well on probation. However, we have this underlying case, and Mr. Russo has pointed out certain things to the state which his probation officer has indicated has a strong possibility of actually being true. Based upon all of that, the court would pass him to July 31st.
Judge, I think we're on track with our scheduling order. And the scheduling order I have shows him on his new case to reappear on 7/24, and I just asked the revocation track with the new case as well.
And we have no objection.
You'll see those in the interview. Look at the facial features from the profile. Look at that. Do you want the picture? You want to take a picture?
Oh, yeah, I didn't bring my phone in.
Hold still. Because you see.
All right. So his pretrial is scheduled for July 24th in the new case, and we're making that the new date for the hearing on the revocation as well.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll continue to waive the 60-day hearing requirement.
All right.
And it's my understanding if the new case is resolved, the underlying revo is going to go away as well.
All right. Mr. Taylor, you need to stay in touch with your attorney and be back here on July 24th, prepared to go forward. All right? You may be excused. 2015-52, State of Arkansas versus Eugene Smith.
Call me back.
This case is on the court scheduling order for an August 3rd trial with a pretrial schedule for July 24th. This was the date put down to reappear to check on the status of the case. Gentlemen, where does the case stand?
Judge, we are on track with the scheduling order. We have received discovery. My client has met with me. I don't think we have any further action to take right at this moment, Judge.
You have been formally appointed? Yes, you have been formally appointed. I'm just noting on the docket it has it down as a question about attorney status. So it's clear the court has appointed the Public Defender's Office. Matters down for reappearance on the 24th for pretrial. You may be excused. 2015-84, State of Arkansas versus Travis Flippo.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I believe in this case, everything that Mr. Flanagan has told me, I'm standing in on his behalf today, Stebbin Williams. I believe we've requested discovery and received some. There's still some that's incomplete at this time. But Mr. Flanagan has not indicated any time to me that the scheduling order should be changed at this time. We're ready to go on that.
We've got a pretrial date of July 31st in the by scheduling order, and we have it down for trial during the week of August 3rd.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very well.
I haven't been in contact with Mr. Flanagan in the past week, but prior to that, we've been in contact on a weekly basis.
Okay. And discovery's continuing apace?
It is. I'll double check with Mr. Flanagan. I think he probably has everything, but I'll concede that we sent him 150 pages or so, and it didn't come all at one time. There's a crime lab report that he may or may not have. I'll get together with Mr. Flanagan and make sure.
Very well. Your Honor, I will confirm that we have received those text messages as well. Or not text messages, but the reports that they sent.
Very good. All right. You may be excused to stay in touch with your good communication with your attorney.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.